In the past 3 years, over 60% of middle-income Americans reported that they can no longer cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. If current trends continue, 2025 could become the breaking point, the year where the American middle class stops slowly shrinking and starts collapsing. But why 2025? And what signs are already flashing in the background? Today, we're counting down 10 major forces quietly destroying the US middle class, ranked from number 10 all the way to number 1. Each factor alone is dangerous. Together, they form a ticking time bomb. And when we reach number 1, everything will suddenly make sense. Let's begin. Before we jump into the countdown, here's the context you need to understand in just a few seconds. For almost 70 years, the American middle class powered the country, buying homes, spending money, raising families, building the economy brick by brick. But over time, the cost of staying middle class began rising faster than income. And by 2025, the gap between what middle-class families earn and what they must spend has become wider than at any point in modern history. This isn't a story about politics. It's not about blaming one party or another. This is a story of math, pressure, and a model that no longer works. Now let's break it down. We start the countdown. Number 10, the illusion of wage growth. Every headline says the same thing. Wages are rising. But here's what the headlines leave out. Cost of living is rising faster. Housing, transportation, groceries, healthcare, nearly everything outpaced wage growth in the past decade. Middle-class Americans aren't earning more, they're spending more to stay the same. The illusion creates hope. But the reality creates pressure. Silent, growing, unbearable pressure. Number 9, housing that became impossible. The American dream used to begin with a house. Now, for millions, that dream feels unreachable. Home prices hit levels that no longer match middle-class incomes. Even people with good jobs, dual incomes, and solid credit struggle to buy. Rent isn't a solution either. Rent increases became so aggressive that many families are paying over half their income just to stay housed. But here's the twist. This isn't about luxury housing. Even basic homes have become too expensive. And housing is the foundation of the middle class. If that foundation cracks, everything above it falls. Number 8, the vanishing job security. Middle-class jobs used to be stable, steady, reliable. But the modern job market has become unpredictable. Automation increased. AI systems replaced tasks that once required human workers. Companies outsourced roles faster than ever. And the rise of contract and temporary work means fewer Americans have long-term security. But the surprising reason people are scared isn't losing their job. It's losing their workers' benefits, healthcare, retirement plans, paid leave. Without these, the financial safety net of the middle class collapses. 2025 is the year more employers switch to flexible or automated labor models. And the middle class gets squeezed again. Number 7, the debt trap almost nobody escapes. The middle class today is drowning in 3 types of debt. Student debt, auto loans, and revolving credit card balances. But here's the shocking part. Credit card debt crossed $1 trillion, a historic first. And interest rates? Brutal. Millions of middle-class families are paying interest on old purchases just to stay afloat. This isn't bad spending. It's survival spending. Groceries, gas, bills. When the middle class depends on debt for basic living, collapse becomes a matter of timing, not theory. Number 6, healthcare, the silent financial killer. The US has one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world. And one of the most expensive. A single unexpected medical event can destroy years of savings. Millions of perfectly responsible families have been financially broken by medical bills they never saw coming. Even with insurance, out-of-pocket costs keep rising. Deductibles keep rising. Premiums keep rising. Healthcare is no longer an economic risk. It's an economic threat. One medical emergency can push a middle-class family from stability to survival mode. And this is happening quietly, every day. Number 5. The shrinking family budget. Middle-class life used to have room. Room for savings. Room for travel. Room for hobbies. Room for a future. But today, most families have zero room left. Every dollar is assigned before the paycheck arrives. Every month is a balancing act. Every unexpected cost is a crisis. This isn't mismanagement. This is mathematics. Living costs rose faster than wages for too long. There's nothing left to cut. And when a budget stops having space, people stop having choices. Number 4. The collapse of the one-income household. In the 1970s, a single income could support an entire family. Today, two full incomes struggle to achieve the same result. Childcare costs exploded. Housing doubled. Education skyrocketed. Families now need both parents working. But even that isn't enough. The shocking part? Dual-income homes were supposed to increase wealth. Instead, they became the new minimum requirement for survival. The middle class wasn't built for this model. It's now stretched beyond its design. Number 3. Inflation's hidden aftershocks. Inflation isn't about prices rising. It's about confidence falling. Even when inflation slows, the damage remains. Prices rarely go back down. Salaries rarely rise fast enough to catch up. Savings lose value. Budgets stay under pressure. Inflation creates a psychological shift. The moment when people stop believing that things will get easier. And once that belief breaks, the middle class stops functioning. Because the middle class runs on confidence. Confidence that hard work will lead to stability. But 2025 is the year many Americans stop believing that. Number 2. The disappearing path to upward mobility. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The middle class isn't collapsing because of income or prices alone. It's collapsing because the path to a better life stopped working. The path of study hard, get a degree, find a stable job, buy a home, save for retirement. That formula doesn't guarantee anything anymore. Degrees don't guarantee jobs. Jobs don't guarantee stability. Stability doesn't guarantee home ownership. And retirement? Many worry they'll never retire at all. For the first time in modern history, the next generation believes they will be poorer than their parents. That belief is the biggest warning sign of all. Number 1. The middle class can no longer absorb economic shock. This is the true breaking point. The American middle class used to act like a shock absorber. Recessions, job losses, economic downturns, the middle class could survive them. But today? One shock can break a family. One unexpected bill. One layoff. One rent increase. One medical emergency. One missed paycheck. There is no buffer left. Savings are low. Debt is high. Costs are rising. Incomes are stuck. 2025 isn't the collapse itself. It's the year the middle class becomes fragile enough to collapse from the next major shock. A shock that may already be forming. The surprising hidden reason behind all of this. It's not politics. It's not culture. It's not one president. It's not one party. The real reason is structural. The cost of being middle class increased. But the income of being middle class didn't. And when the two lines cross, collapse becomes inevitable. That's the warning nobody is talking about. Wages didn't keep up. Housing became impossible. Job security weakened. Debt exploded. Healthcare crushed savings. Inflation erased confidence. And families lost their financial cushion. Piece by piece, the middle class became more vulnerable. And today, 2025 stands as the year where vulnerability becomes risk. If the US middle class collapses, it won't happen with noise. It won't happen with protests or headlines. It will happen quietly. Through millions of small decisions. People delaying buying homes. People delaying having children. People postponing retirement. People working multiple jobs. People surviving instead of growing. The collapse won't look dramatic. It will look normal. Because people will get used to the struggle. And that is the scariest part. If this video opened your eyes, then don't leave without taking the next step. The world is changing fast. And understanding these economic shifts is the only way to protect your future. So hit the like button if this helped you see things more clearly. Subscribe to Economic Vlogs for more global stories that actually matter. And tell me in the comments. Do you think the American middle class can survive the next decade, or is the collapse already happening? Your voice matters. Your perspective matters. And your future matters. Stay aware. Stay smart. And I'll see you in the next one.